Now, in the afternoon reading this week, it's the case of summer ghosts. 3 writers were invited to tell a tale about something strange that happens in the daylight hours. And first of all, it's All the Dead Mothers of My Daughter's Friends by Sophie Hannah.
The horror of the school gates, mutters the woman beside me. As she says it, I'm thinking something very similar. I hate 3:30. She smiles at me. I decide I like her. It's hard not to like someone who gives voice to your secret thoughts. Children have started to stagger out of the building, their uniforms dishevelled. The sun is too hot. I'm fairly sure that my new friend doesn't regard me as part of the horror. If she did, she wouldn't have said it. I don't know her name, though I've seen her twice a day since term began. All I know about her is that she is the mother of the other new girl, so that's one more thing we have in common. I'm Lisa Struthers, she says, holding out her hand. Harriet's mum. I shake it. Mel Chapman, I say. Can I ask you a question? Is it just my imagination, or is there something wrong with every parent attached to this school? Why is it that the best schools attract the most monstrous mothers? Or are some of them okay? I don't know what to say to her. Was that one question in 3 parts, or 3 questions? I have a few of my own. How can Lisa Struthers know that I haven't yet befriended any of the other mums? I might be offended. Since we've never spoken before, she has no way of knowing I'm not monstrous myself. The one in the culottes, Michelle something, she says. Michelle Higgett, I say. Yeah, that's it. She invited me round for coffee and started grilling me about where I live. She wanted the street, the house number, so that she could add it to her address book, she said. A bit later, I nipped to the loo, and when I came out, she had her laptop open on the kitchen table. She was looking at a website about house prices. Guess whose address was up on the screen, complete with details of the last time it was sold, to me, and how much money changed hands. I can't help laughing. I can imagine the scene all too easily. She denied everything, cheeky cow. She closed down the screen by then and just pretended it hadn't happened. Hasn't spoken to me since. Michelle's the worst of them, I say, looking over at the cluster of women by the horse chestnut tree. But the others are also bad, right? Says Lisa. I'm not being unfair to them. You agree they're all grim in some way. I do agree, but I don't want to say so. In some cases, I'm afraid my verdict isn't fair. Julie Laycock, for example. She doesn't have her own email address, so her many jolly round-robin messages to all the mothers, each one entitled, Long Overdue Mum's Night Out, 3 exclamation marks, or something similar, appear to come from a sender whose name is Tony Laycock, all in uppercase. I don't think of her as Julie anymore. In my head, and at home with my husband, I call her Tony Laycock. We shout the name at each other to do justice to the capitalisation. I have no reason to think Julie is a bad person. She's almost certainly nicer and less bitchy than me. Lisa Struthers, on the available evidence, is neither. I find myself hoping the two of us will become proper friends. What about the trendy pregnant one with the dyed orange bob? Lisa asks. I haven't spoken to her at all yet. Shelley Buckley. Can't make up my mind, I say. At first, I thought she might be okay, but then I asked her what she was planning to call the baby, and she said Stanley. She knows she's having a boy. Trouble is, her daughter's called Olivia. Ollie for short. Lisa groans. Stan and Ollie. A weak joke that'll wear off very quickly. Not a joke at all, I tell her. Her favourite names, she doesn't see why she shouldn't use them. She told me she doesn't think anyone will remember Laurel and Hardy in a few years' time. People had almost forgotten them already. Lisa chuckles, shakes her head. I think Anna Gimblett might be okay, I say. The skinny blonde? I'm not sure about that, says Lisa. I thought the same until she started talking to me about ghosts. Ghosts? Lisa nods. She started in the usual way. She's not the sort of person who believes in any of that nonsense, but then some ridiculous story about waking in the middle of the night, feeling a presence, blah, blah. It's always the middle of the night, isn't it? And the person telling the story is always a perfectly rational person who had no truck with the supernatural. Until. No one ever says, I'm exactly the sort of suggestible idiot who believe anything. I wasn't at all surprised to be selected by a ghost. Hey, Lisa grabs my arm, as if she's remembered something important. Are you going to the mum's night out tomorrow? I think so, I say. Not that I want to, but I missed the last one. Tony Laycock has made it clear in the jokiest way possible that all the mums expect me to be there this time. Are you going? I ask Lisa. Please say yes. Not a chance, she laughs. I've got better things to do. But you can do me a favour, if you want to have some fun. I found it hard to see how a night out with those women could be fun. Ghost Woman annoyed me so much I decided to tell her a story, says Lisa, about the differences between ghosts you see at night and afternoon ghosts. It'd be great if you could feed her the same line. She might start to wonder if it's true once she's heard it from two separate sources. She might start telling people, word of mouth. What did you tell her? I ask. The mum's night out is at the Shazan, a cheap Indian restaurant with cracked tabletops and all-you-can-eat buffet. In spite of this, the monstrous mums are dressed as if for the Oscars, in strappy summer dresses and high heels. I notice most of them have arranged their hair in coiled towers on top of their heads. I am wearing jeans, pumps, a check shirt. I have made sure to sit next to Anna Gimblett, who doesn't take long to tell me about her nocturnal brush with a ghostly presence. Sounds terrifying, I say, despising her for believing that I believe her. What does she think I am? An idiot? But then nighttime ghosts are... I go on, thinking that Lisa would be proud of me. Have you ever seen a ghost in the afternoon? A daytime ghost? They're not scary at all. Anna stares at me. A daytime ghost? I recite the speech Lisa made me learn by heart. Yes, the ghosts you see at night, they're the souls, the auras, if you like, of good people who didn't deserve to die. That's why they're full of regret and frightening. They know the world was a better place with them in it. When they visit us, we have a sense of things being badly wrong. Their absence from the world is what's wrong. Ghosts we see in broad daylight are the ones whose deaths were right and fair. They've been redeemed by death. They were evil while alive, and someone killed them because of it. Having paid with their lives, they're free. Their spirits are reborn as innocent. They're happy to be dead. They know the world's a better place without them in it, and their spirits return to try to improve the world, not for self-interested reasons, like the nighttime ghosts. That's why we don't feel threatened by them. Anna Gimblett rolls her eyes. That's the daftest thing I've ever heard, she says. Anxiety bites into me. There's something off about her reaction. At first, I can't think what it is. Then I realise. She didn't mention having heard the daft theory about daytime ghosts before. Lisa Struthers told you the same thing, I say. Didn't she? I've ruined Lisa's master plan, but I don't care. It's more important to me to make sense of Anna's response. Have I been set up? Is it all a big joke? Lisa who? Anna asks. Struthers, you know, Lisa, I say. Harriet's mother? Who's Harriet? Says Anna. The other new girl, I say. I want to grab hold of something. I restrain myself. She started at the same time as Beatrice. Have you gone mad? Says Anna. Your Beatrice was the only new girl this year. There's no Harriet Struthers. No Lisa Struthers. At this point, Anna decides it might be helpful to bring in some of the other mothers as backup. They all say the same thing. No Harriet Struthers. No Lisa Struthers. At home, at midnight, I turn on my computer and search the internet for the names Lisa and Harriet Struthers. I find newspaper articles, photographs. I recognize both of them. They killed a teacher at Harriet's school who had insisted Harriet retake a test she'd failed. Lisa and Harriet planned and committed the murder together. Then the teacher's husband shot them both dead on the steps of the Crown Court. Once I've drunk all the alcohol in the house and read everything I can find on the internet about Lisa and Harriet Struthers, I search for daytime ghosts. I read through pages and pages of irrelevance before I find a research paper by an American academic called Professor Edwin Coley about the differences between ghosts that present at night and those that appear in the day. His theory is different from Lisa's. He believes that the spirits who appear in broad daylight, the ones who don't frighten you, are the most manipulative and the most dangerous. They want more from you than your fear, he has written. Beware the ghost that sets out to become your friend. You won't spot him at first. He will be the one likable person in an otherwise unlikable group. You might find yourself particularly drawn to him. If this happens, it's a sure sign that he intends to use you to harm others. I gasp, close my eyes. My heart feels as if it might explode. Against the black screen of my eyelids, I see myself with a knife in my hand, and in front of me, slumped across a table I don't recognize, a table in a restaurant I have never been to, Michelle Higgett, Shelley Buckley, Anna Gimblett. All of them, all the women I've hated since Beatrice started at the school. All the dead mothers of my daughter's friends.
Tracey Ann Oberman was reading All the Dead Mothers of My Daughter's Friends by Sophie Hannah. The producer was Duncan Minshall.